so much.
All right. You're welcome. Okay, we are live. Good afternoon, Ma'am Bisi, Bukola Innocent.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to this. Welcome to this show. We're happy to have you here. It's good to have you
Thank you
here.
so much. Thank you so
Such an
much.
honor. Thank you so much for volunteering yourself for this show hosted by role models, emerging and impactpreneurs. Thank you so much. So
Thank
now
you, sir.
you are here to talk about influence of drugs on academic performance. So this show,
Yes,
let me
sir.
tell my audience, this show is brought to you by ROME, that is Role Models Emerging and Impactpreneurs for those watching out there. And the title of this show is a day back to school outreach to teenagers and youth and young youths there. So the theme of this program is discovering purpose in academics and academic performance. So for anybody that's watching this video, because YouTube can just suggest the video to anybody out there, and they would like to know what is happening here. So I'm bringing this show to you. I'm your host, Ume Collins Ebube. So welcome here, Sister Bisi. It's good to have you.
Thank you
But
so much.
before we start this session, I would like to let my audience know you. I don't need to ask you more questions. I have your details here. I have to read to my audience. Okay.
Okay, then.
All right, Sister Bisi Bukola Innocent is an experienced counselor, teens coach, sex educator, marriage and emotional therapist. Her passion to Her passion is to see God's people raise awesome kids and build kingdom families where Christ reigns. She's the convener of Hope Ignite, a family life ministry in Lagos, Nigeria. Over the years, she has spoken to thousands of teenagers on sexual purity and taught parents on child sexual abuse, currently leading an awareness campaign against drug abuse among teenagers. She's a convener of the Savion Teens Save Out Save Our Teens forum on WhatsApp, where she teaches on parenting. You can reach her on social media, Facebook at BC Bukola Innocent, Instagram at Save Our Teens, Twitter at BC Bukola One. Wow, she's very interested and passionate about things. I can see that she's always saving, save our things. Welcome, your mom.
Oh my God.
Welcome, your mom. It's good to have
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. I really
So
appreciate
today,
it. Thank you.
thank you. So today, you're talking on this. You can see on the screen, effect on drugs on academic performance. And
Yes,
remember,
sir.
the the theme of this program, I will repeat for those watching out there, is discovering purpose in academics and academic performance. So, ma'am, you can go on. I'm here. So, let me
Okay.
ask you one
Thank you so
question
much. I
before you
really do
go.
appreciate it.
Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
because I'm also a student. So, what is the effect on drugs, or what is the effect of drugs on academic performance?
Okay, I think we should start with what is drug itself. So if you
Very
want to
good.
talk about the effect of drug on academic performance, we should talk about what drug itself is. Drug abuse is also known as substance abuse, and it refers to use of certain chemicals for purpose of creating pleasurable effects in the brain. You know, a lot of the time, young people, not only young people in our communities, will see all sort of drugs. People do all sort of things just to effect some kind of pleasurable effect on their brain. They just do those things just to
I don't know if she's out, or maybe it's the network. If you can hear me, just type in the comment section that you can hear me. But if you can see her, also type in the comment section that you can hear her. I don't know if it's from my end or it's from my hand. You are free to use the comments below. Just comment. Tell me where you're watching from. If you're a student.
Okay,
Okay,
can you hear
welcome
me
back.
now? Oh,
Yes, I
sorry, I
can hear
think
you.
it's
Welcome back.
network. Okay,
Yeah,
so I was
welcome.
saying that drug abuse is also known as substance abuse. And a lot of people take these things just to alter, when they take them, it alter the functionality of the brain. Most times they just take them because they want to create a pleasurable effect in their brain. They want to feel high, you know. And a lot of people take this A lot of people take these drugs for so many reasons. They have different reasons why they take drugs, especially young people. In the recent time, I've seen that young people, they do a lot of drugs activity, and this has caused a lot of damage to so many of them. And because of this, we are here today talking about this because we see that young people now have a lot of issue. I just had an haircut a couple of days back, and as soon as I walk into the salon, the salonist saw me and said, "Oh, there's a way he refers to me when he sees me, because of the way the kind of work they do." He was just like, "Oh, Male, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm fine. What's happening?" He was like, "Ah, how have you been? And how is the campaign?"
Don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. If you're a student, a teen, a viewer, whoever that is watching this video, now just comment in this comment section. Tell us where you're watching from. Remember, this is brought to you by ROME, Role Models Emerging, and um, let me see, an Impact Entrepreneurs Network. Okay, welcome back, ma'am.
So he
Welcome back.
was telling me about two guys. One is already in the hospital, and what happens to him is that according to doctor's reports, his kidney is already affected. Why? He was high on drug. And the other one now, because the parents could not really afford to take him for medical checkup and stuff, he's already roaming the streets. So he was asking me, what do we do? Because he knows that I'm pushing an awareness campaign against drug abuse currently. Issues like these are common these days. You see a lot of young people, they gather themselves together, they take some substance. Sometimes it's not just something they smoke, it's something they drink. Sometimes it's something they inject into themselves, all because they want to feel high. And these things have negative effect on their body. Now, there are so many reasons why young people do this. One of the reasons why they do this is because sometimes out of curiosity, they have been seeing other people do it and they're like, okay, what's this about? They want to know more about it. So before you know it, they just try it out, and along the line, they get themselves stuck in a wrong habit or in a wrong pattern. Then peer pressure too can make people do that. You understand? Peer pressure. When you have the wrong set of people around you, and they are doing this thing. You want to fit in. You want them to know that you're also a big boy or you're a big girl. And before you know it, you get yourself involved in things that are not healthy for you. At other times, it's ignorance. Because people don't even know the damage that these drugs can cause to their body. They get themselves involved, and before you know what is happening, they are stuck again. And when all these things are happening, at first, they start hiding. They do it secretly, codedly. They don't want mommy and daddy to know about it.
Where are you watching from? Comments in the comments segment. She'll be right back. Okay. I think your mic is
Sorry,
muted.
I think my
All
network is
right.
not stable or something like that. So sorry about that.
All
So
right.
when a young
Welcome.
person start getting themselves involved with all these things, before you know it, they will start having a lot of issues on our hand. Now, I'll quickly talk about the effects of this on academic performance quickly because of our time. Now, as young people, you need to understand that our brain is not fully matured until we're about 25 years old. It's a process. It keeps growing and it keeps growing day by day. Every experience, everything we're doing, our brain is still growing. It has not come to full maturity. It is not fully developed until we're about 24, 25 years of age. That is when our brain is fully developed. Now, if we do anything to disrupt this process, including the use of substance, it will have an impact on how the brain develops. So the moment you start taking drugs, you start taking alcohol, it affects the brain. Any type of trauma or changes that happens in the brain, you understand, that affect the brain's wiring, could affect the brain functions during the developmental stage. Now, one of the ways this happens is through the use of drugs. How? You may be wondering. Now,
I think she's having some challenge. Maybe the network. I think it's the network. But she's back now. Welcome back, ma'am.
Can you hear me
Welcome.
now? I think it's the network. I'm really
Sure, it's the network. It's the network.
sorry
It's the
about that.
network.
I
Can
think
go
it's the
on.
network. Okay, so the neurotransmitter carries messages from one part of the brain to the other part of the brain. And when it is carrying these messages, people that use drug, it will alter the way this thing works. When drugs are used, it disrupts the normal pattern of flow of communication in the brain. The chemical structure of drugs can imitate the neurotransmitter and fool the brain nerve, which is a receptor of information from other neurotransmitter. They make it look as if it is the actual information. I don't know if you're getting my point. It looked like it is the actual information that you're supposed to be getting that you are getting, but it is not. The activity of the brain has been altered. The activity
Yeah.
of the brain has been altered. And when this activity of the brain is altered, it will start sending wrong messages and wrong signals to the brain. And when wrong messages and wrong signals are being sent, it will start affecting the way we respond. It will affect our mood. It will affect the way we process information, the way we learn, the way we think, even concentration will be affected. So advanced brain scan has shown that when people are not yet mature at puberty, the maturity actually comes up at the age of 24. But when drugs are taken, every drug has their own effects on the body or on the brain. But any kind of drug that is taken, you understand, once a drug or a substance is being abused, it have something in common. It alters the functionality of the brain, and it alters how the brain looks. So when the drug is being used, the brain is linked to decreased ability to process information. It makes it difficult.
Welcome, Sister Priscilla Joy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Welcome
They will
back,
not
ma'am.
be, oh, so sorry. They will not be able to perform that task. They will not be able to complete that task. That is because they are under the influence of drugs. And that influence will make them to be unstable. They cannot think through what they are doing because, like they always say, they are high. And because they are high, they cannot do certain things normally that they were supposed to do. So when drugs are taken, it affects or also decreases the process of the ability of the brain to process information. It affects concentration, and it also affects the working memories of the brain. Now, as a student, how does drugs affect you? A lot of issues that we have seen among young people that takes drugs, you will see that at the tail end, majority of them drop out of the school. Now it start gradually. When they first taking it in small dose or small quantity, it will not really show, but it will also show. Now how does it show? They come to class, they are sleeping. They come to class, they cannot concentrate on their.
I am enjoying this session. If you are learning something, comment there. Comment on the comment section that yes, you are learning something. Because all this thing are even new to me. The way she's explaining everything. I'm not used to drugs anyway, but I'm learning here now. I want to thank ROME and the Impactpreneurs Network for sponsoring this show. I really appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am, and welcome back.
They cannot function normally, and while they are there, their brain is not thinking through. They cannot concentrate, and because they cannot concentrate, they don't have the ability to carry a task through. They cannot thoroughly perform a task and complete it. Now, aside from the fact that they cannot complete a task, you also notice that this same set of people, they come to class because they cannot think through their assignment, they cannot do what they're supposed to do as they are supposed to do it. What you will see is that they have so many backlog of assignment that they have not done. Even the one they are doing, because they can no longer concentrate, they just do it anyhow. And before you know it, they start dropping academically. They start getting low grade academically. Now, another thing you will see with this is that if they start relating with the wrong people, they start withdrawing from healthy friendship, they join antisocial group in the school, then they start having inadequate academic performance. And the more they use this thing, the more they use drugs, the motivation to study and achieve
I think that was network. I will not say we lost her because she's coming back here. If you're just joining us,
So
if, okay. If you're joining us now, know that we're talking on effects of drugs on academic performance. And my guest here is Sister Bisi Innocent. So I'm happy to have her here. Sister Bisi Innocent Bukola. So go on, ma'am.
thank you so much. Because they take these drugs, they cannot perform optimally in class and gradually they start declining. Then another thing you see is that they become aggressive and they become violent in class. And any at the slightest provocation, they are aggressive, they are fighting, and they could even become violent. They could get somebody injured in class. And when things like this are happening, no school authority want to condone a student who becomes a threat to other students. The long and short of it is that they end up dropping out of school. Most of the time, because they are even drunk or they are high on drug, they do not make it to class as at when they're supposed to be in there. At the tail end of this, you see that a lot of them drop out in school. So if you want to achieve success, you want to be able to achieve your goals as a young person, please stay clear from drug. Drug is a monster. It steals life, it steals destiny, and it destroys.
Stay away from drugs. Stay away from drugs as a young person. Learn that lesson. I think she's. If you're watching now, please tell us what you've learned. Because you have a few minutes to leave here. You have a few minutes to leave the show. Or you, if you have a question to ask, please ask because you have like 3 minutes to leave the studio now. So you have this opportunity. If you want to ask a question, you can ask in the comment section. I'll put your question there on the screen. If you're a student, you have a question to ask, you can comment. Thank you, ma'am. Just have 5 minutes. Okay, you can go on now.
Oh, I was saying that once students begin to engage in drugs, at the tail end, they drop out of school. And so they cannot achieve the purpose of God for their lives. They could not achieve their own dream. And drug ruins life. Drug is a monster. It steals life. It steals destiny. Drug is a monster. It destroys the future. Drug is not just about today. It's about tomorrow. Most of the people that you see do drugs, they do not live well, they cannot think straight. It also leads to crime. Wherever you see drug, you will see crime. Most of the young people that do drugs, you will see them, they are involved in crime because the moment they get addicted to drugs, they will do everything to get money, to generate income, to service their addiction. And at that point, they can no longer stay in the class, they can no longer concentrate in school. And because they have become violent, because they have become addicted, they become more aggressive, they will do anything to get any resources possible just to get themselves service their addiction. And you know, no school owner wants to have a child who has become a threat to other students in their school. You get the point? And before you know it, they are out of school. The moment they are out of school, they are in the street. And even in the streets, they are now attached, they are now joined to street or chains. And the cycle continue. So if you want to become all that God has intended you to be, please stay away from drugs. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
thank
just
God.
know that drug is a monster for a student who will be taking this. In fact, those who will, is it marijuana? Let's call it. Those students that used to take marijuana, all of this stuff. Some will say they want to have inspiration. Most of them that are artists, young, upcoming artists, they will say they want to take drugs, they want to do this, so they have inspiration. Holy Spirit will give you inspiration if you're looking for inspiration, not the drugs. So that one is just deceiving you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir. So
Thank you
grateful.
so much. If you have a question before she leave, you can ask a question now before she will leave the studio. If you have a question, ask. I have 1 minute, so I should use this 1 minute to answer your question. If you have a question, just ask before she will leave now, so that I'll bring the next guest that I have here. If you have a question, you can comment below. Thank you so much, ma'am. If there's any question, they can post it on the comment. Maybe later, if I see question, they can send the question to you on your WhatsApp, and you come to the comment and reply them. Thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I do appreciate.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
sir. Yeah.
Okay, that was awesome. I'm here to bring my next speaker, but I will end this video now and come back in the next 3 minutes so that I'll have a show with my next speaker. I have to send the link to my next speaker now. Thank you and goodbye.